So forgot to turn that on. I'm very sorry. And as we know, of course, welcome. As we know, Raw happened. So welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago, and today we're here to talk about what went down on Raw. Of course, Raw, from 2 days ago. So, I don't know where the hell the fucking Bleacher Report for Raw is, because they've been fucking, okay, so I guess we're gonna go based off of the, Raw Live blog, which is results because they didn't have any fucking other thing. So, we're gonna go from top, we're gonna go from bottom up because that's how they fucking, did it. So, the Bloodline kicked off Raw. A video package recapped the events of Friday, including Jay's victory in the King of the Ring tournament. The Roman Reigns and the Usos arrived, linked with Jacob, and immediately made their way to the ring, to the arena, chanting OTC, and a deafening pop for the World Heavyweight Champion. The foursome threw the ones to the sky and basked in the adoration of the Baltimore crowd. Life is good. We've got a lot to be thankful for, Reigns said. The right-hand man advanced in the King of the Ring tournament. Reigns said there would be some trying to plant dissension with the Bloodline by claiming he plays favorites with Jay, but he hyped Jimmy up and claimed there would be no Bloodline without him. Jay took the mic, thanked his cousin, exclaimed that Fatu needed to acknowledge all of them. It sounds like we have a problem, Reigns said ominously. You don't want to listen to the twins. You don't want to acknowledge them. Fatu grabbed the mic out of Reigns' hands. When it comes to Jimmy and Jay, do I acknowledge him? Hell nah. The only person I acknowledge is my OTC Roman Reigns. So, of course, Reigns told Fatu that he hears the whispers from others and that the Bloodline is back to taking business. Taking over again. In reality, the Bloodline never stopped. He said their family has dominated the industry since the Wild Samoans ran things in the territory days. He name-dropped Rikishi and Umaga before presenting Fatu with his own Ulafala. Now, of course, after the fact, as the Bloodline exited, Reigns dabbed up comedian and actor Eric Andre, who was sitting in the front row enjoying the show and promoting his upcoming film with John Cena, Little Brother. When Andre touched the Ulafala, attempting to have fun with Fatu, the Wild Samoan attacked him and rolled him into the ring. Producers and referees hit the ring to break things up, but Fatu headed up top anyway. It appears as though Reigns would put an end to things, but instead he ordered Fatu to deliver the Samoan splash, to which he did. Twice! All while Reigns flashed a grin as he had just realized the power over destructive force that he had. You don't want to do this, Reigns said into the camera, sending a message to the locker room and anyone silly enough to test the Bloodline. Io Sky took on Raquel Rodriguez. I'm not even going to go through this, but I'm just going to let you know that this match was okay. I actually tuned in to see this when I got into Raw, realizing that I forgot that Raw was actually live. Io Sky and Raquel Rodriguez had a great match. Io Sky won, and it looks like WWE is headed for a collision between Io Sky and what could be Charlotte Flair. We don't know yet. Liv Morgan asked Danhausen the curse over Femi, and it was pretty funny. Seth Rollins challenged Braun Breaker in a pre-taped promo, telling Breaker that he tried to give him the world, only for the badass to take his world from him. The moment has arrived for me to right my wrongs. Rollins issued a challenge for a match at Night of Champions in the form of a steel cage. Considering Austin Theory and Paul Heyman could easily interfere on behalf of Breaker, the steel cage stipulation makes sense and adds a gimmick bout to help beef up the Night of Champions card. LA Knight confronted Adam Pearce, expresses frustration and displeasure with the events of SmackDown and the Bloodline's recent return to power. Chad Gable and, of course, Rusev was next, which was pretty good. Jackie Redmond got an interview with Chad Gable before his match. He, of course, stared down Maxine Dupree, who was talking with Austin Theory, as partnership continues to bloom. So, of course, we got Chad Gable versus Rusev, which was pretty fun. Gable won the match. But after the match, Rusev and Paige attacked Gable, but Rey Mysterio Dragon Lee hit the ring to chase the heels off, accepting the former original El Grande Americanos a recent amends. And of course, the Luchadors helped him to his feet and raised his arm in the air. Backstage, Roman reiterated the importance of not having infighting in the bloodline, especially as the rest of the locker room plans to come for them. He asked why LA Knight is still running his mouth, and Jimmy volunteered to go handle that problem. Braun Breaker accepted Seth Rollins' challenge, so we're getting a United Champions match between the two, and of course, in a form of steel cage. LA Knight addressed the W Universe. Fired up, with or without the crown, with or without the championship, I still run the game. The megastar said he had made a career out of battling groups in WWE, from the OG Bloodline to the Vision to the Bloodline 2.0. He took exception to Roman Reigns manipulating Jacob. Before he could say much more, Jimmy interrupted. You got to believe me when I tell you, Uso, it's different now, Uso said, trying to convince Knight that this is not the same bloodline that he encountered a few years back. Knight nearly cracked Uso up by claiming he would smack Solo Sikoa back to the faction settings. Jay immediately interrupted the proceedings, grabbing the mic from his brother. Let me talk to you, Uso said, riffing on LA Knight's catchphrase. What my brother told you was right. He said he was out there for a reason, then claimed that he was better than Knight, citing his King of the Ring tournament match, his win on Friday. What I need is your ass to do is acknowledge me. Fine. I acknowledge you, can kiss my ass, and a brawl ensued, which of course LA Knight paid for. As the Usos got taken down by a steel chair, Fatu appeared and applied the Tongan Death Grip, which of course left after a few words with his cousins. Charlotte Flair took on Roxanne Perez. Backstage, Jacob told the Usos that if they tried it their way, and both those ways were ass because they didn't get the job done, so I did it the OTC way. So now it looks like Jacob is becoming solo settings, basically. He's becoming what Solo Solo should have been, or what Solo was. Needless to say, in the arena, Charlotte Flair made her way to the ring for her match against Roxanne Perez. Charlotte Flair won with a submission victory, so it looks like Liv Morgan could get the victory here. However, I still feel like Charlotte Flair and Io should be the matchup, but it's whatever. If WWE wants to keep pushing their Women's World Championship farther and farther down the shitty hole that they have already fucking dug for themselves. Oh well. Javon Evans was seen heading towards the arena ahead of a promo for the King of the Ring semifinals. Logan Paul interrupted Evans and invited him. So Logan Paul's back for some odd reason, but Logan Paul invited Evans to join the Vision. The Maverick made his return less than a month after suffering a torn tricep during his tag team title defense at Saturday Night Main Event on May 23rd. Paul said he saw a ruthless killer in Evans and with the right people, they can bring it out of him. He extended his hand to the NRG, formally inviting him to join the Vision. Evans, classic, hell nah. I think I misphrased that, Javon. That wasn't a question. It was a mandate. Javon Evans, you're in the Vision, Paul exclaimed. Theory attempted to reiterate the tag team's sentiment, but Evans called for a referee and a match with the tag team champion was underway. So it was probably, Javon Evans versus Austin Theory. Braun Breaker speared the fuck out of Javon Evans, and the Street Profits apparently made the save. Before the Vision could beat down Evans, the Street Profits made the save and battled the Vision with Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins returning as well. So it looks like they're not going to stop there either. The OTC's secret message to Jacob Fatu. Backstage, Roman asked Fatu if he had taken care of LA Knight. This memorial verified that he had, and the Usos were not happy about it. Roman claimed that no one knows Fatu as he does. He asked Fatu for one last favor, but leaned in to whisper it in his ear. The OTC understands he can manipulate the situation further, especially as Fatu looks to gain favor in the bloodline. Now, what this means is probably, I'm going to tell you right now, Jacob's probably going to screw Javon Evans in this way. Braun Breaker spears Javon Evans out of midair. Now Jacob's going to get involved in the fucking semifinal match to make sure Jay wins. Or he's going to try to screw fucking Obafemi, which is not going to happen. Oba's probably going to, you know what? This would even further. I think that Oba should win just to face Roman and his bloodline. But 2 matches were made for next week's Raw. That will be starting at 6 p.m. because they want to film or they want to pre-tape SmackDown for the 3rd of July. So everybody can have the 4th of July weekend off. The Street Profits and Austin Theory, and the Street Profits will versus Austin Theory and Braun Breaker for the World Tag Team Championships. And Paige and Brie Bella will battle Bayley and Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Tag Team Championships. A lot of Tag Team Championship wrestling on Monday night next week. Obafemi cashed his ticket to the finals as he beat the fuck out of Dominic. Femi cashed his ticket to the finals. One match away. Then the ruler will be crowned. Will have his crown. Femi said after the match. Femi admitted that he now questions if Brock Lesnar is a man at all. He called himself the mountain he cannot conquer. The Beast Slayer. When it's all said and done, I will be king, and you will just be the man who ran from Obafemi, he said to close out the show. A fast, decisive victory to close out the show highlights Femi, his path to the King of the Ring. Now, who knows if Jey Uso wins, he faces Cody Rhodes. If Obafemi loses, he faces Brock Lesnar. All stakes are high with anything being possible. Anything can really fucking happen. So, there's a lot going on, but as far as I'm concerned, I feel like Charlotte Flair and Io should be the main slate, and Jey Uso and Obafemi look like it's going to be there. My predictions will be coming out next week, next Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, the 25th. Look for the stream to be up. I will probably be setting it up on the weekend, but I can't wait to talk about the predictions for this. There's only like a couple of matches on the card. There hasn't been a World Championship match added, so it looks like we could get, the United States Championship added to there, and a World Championship match with Cody and Gunther involved, possibly with Sammy making it a triple threat, but who knows? Still things to speculate. However, this was Monday Night Raw. Let me know what you guys thought of Monday Night Raw in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a stream, and share this with your friends and family. I will see you guys on Saturday for the SmackDown summary. Peace.